السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. والحمد لله رب العالمين.
We're reading from the Reasonings, page 7, towards the bottom of the page. An indication and a reminder. This greater proof is absolutely true. For if you study the lives and works of the prophets, all of whom have been recorded at the top of the list of the pride of humanity, and consider the meaning and mission of prophethood, which is the basic common point among them, beyond the influences of the considerations developed over the course of time, then you can easily understand the following reality.
There is no theoretical matter is discussed in this paragraph. If you have any question, we can, or anything which bothers you, we can talk about. Otherwise, we can pass on to the next paragraph. Because it says just, carefully follow the following argument.
Mm-hmm. The rights of the Creator and the created are the lights of divine favor and munificence, and form the rays of abstract beauties in existence. All the prophets, upon them be peace, adopted and strictly observe these as the basic principles in their actions. In addition, their treatment of their people's views of them, their perfect altruism and selflessness, and many other factors all proved that they were prophets. The attributes essential to prophethood, truthfulness, intellect, trustworthiness, communication of the divine message, sinlessness, and freedom from physical and mental defects were found in the most perfect form in Prophet Muhammad, upon him be peace and blessings, who appeared in the Arabian Peninsula at a time when humankind was at the threshold of its maturity, and became the unique source and teacher of all elevated sciences for humanity. This inevitably leads us to the conclusion that Prophet Muhammad was undoubtedly a prophet. In addition to these proofs, all the proofs, including their miracles, which established the prophethood of all the preceding prophets, also prove Muhammad's prophethood. Upon him be peace and blessings.
Now, there are some things here I think we can talk. First, you can start with asking questions. Starting from the first line, or first, not the sentence, but phrase. The first phrase is to be discussed. The rights of the Creator and the created are the lights of divine favor. How are we going to combine them? And first, we have to ask, what are the rights of the Creator? Rights of the Creator and rights of the created. Now, we can know the rights of the created. We are rules, so we can talk about ourselves. So that as a conclusion, as a responding back, we may, if we accept that we are created, then we may refer to the rights of the Creator. First, we have to know ourselves. What do you think? What are the rights of the created? Any created, including human beings.
I mean, perhaps that I have a right to practice my free will.
So, act?
Yeah, I act in the way that I want to act.
Yeah. Of course, we have to, something to it is I am
Exactly.
giving the free will and
Yeah.
I'm giving the need to practice my free will.
Good point.
So it is my right to use it now.
Yeah.
What else?
I would want the right to have knowledge or be given guidance about my existence.
It means the answers to your human questions must be provided. It's a good point. Yeah, that one is a good point as well. What else? That's a good point we will talk about. So we will have more understandable, more practical. If I am giving hunger, I have the right to expect that the hunger must be satisfied. The food must be ready, created for me. I didn't make myself hungry. I didn't give myself this quality, practical. Before this, even before this, I don't know if anybody else wants to comment on it, but if not, I will carry on the discussion. As far as I know, we have the fundamental right to exist. Everything. Since they are brought into existence, now that's our main purpose, to keep our existence going. So I have the right to exist because I have been given the opportunity to taste the existence. I don't want to lose it. No one wants to lose it. So my existence must be guaranteed. Like my stomach's need must be provided. My existence must be guaranteed. And also, second stage, if it makes sense, we can question on it because it may surprise you that I learned it from the author, and it made sense to me. Right of existence, which is called in Arabic Haqqul Wujud. Everything has its own right of existence. Since they are given existence, tree doesn't want to die. Animals, if you want to catch them and kill them, they run. Right? They want to keep their existence because they are given the taste of existence. Although we pay attention to, for example, if I am created with the need of food, must be provided, liquid must be provided, air must be provided. We know that. We need sunlight that must be provided. We need shelter, must be provided, right? Oh, we know that this is, but what we don't know, mostly we overlook at it. We don't really reflect on it much or deeply. The first and fundamental need is keeping the existence. These are secondary. Why I want to carry on my life, that is another second fundamental right is the right of life, living. But why I want to, for example, keep my life? Because I want to exist. I want to be conscious of my existence. If you concentrate on the physical needs, which are correct, but they are temporary. People say, after I die, I don't need food because the physical needs are mostly related to our body. So, temporary. Our body is temporary. We know that, whether we accept it or not. We know that the reality, we are going to die and our body will need nothing. So there's not the secondary even further. But as a human being, I know that I have to keep my life, my life in order to keep my existence. That's why when we forget about existence, all the philosophy, all the inquiries into any subject collapses, baseless. Baseless. We have to reflect on the existence first. And then I need to exist, but I must be conscious of my existence as well. I know that if I'm not conscious of my existence would mean nothing. So consciousness of existence requires life. Now, without life, I won't be able to be conscious of my existence. So that's why I want to be alive. I don't want to die. To keep my existence continuing. I think we should base all the argument on this, rather than the needs of our body. Yeah, for example, we give the example, practical example, though it is true, but it is true when I die, until I die. For example, somebody gave the eye, okay, and I need light. Correct. Okay. But is it a fundamental need, human need? No. Because after I die, my eye doesn't function. And I don't need light anymore. It is temporary. What is permanent and essential is I am conscious of the value of being able to see. I want my power of sight, ability to see, exist forever. You understand the importance of it? Forever. So, I don't need eye. I need to see. I need to be able to see. That is the difference. I don't need ears, but I need ears until I die. That's temporary. But after I die, I don't need ears, but I need my hearing, being able to speak, to taste, to enjoy the taste of everything eternally exists. When you go to the needs of human beings, we understand that since we are made in this form, which needs to be fulfilled, I didn't make it. Right? I didn't make myself, let me make myself be in need of existence, in need of seeing, being able to see. Whoever made it, for me, it is my right now to ask him to provide it. You showed me. You let me taste it. So provide it for me. And the need is not temporary. This kind of need, existential needs are not temporary. Bodily needs are temporary, I know. Everybody knows that. But bodily needs are met in order to experience that the one who gave us existence is keeping his promise. But this promise is it is a conditional promise. As long as you live in this world, I will give you food. I will give you eyes, bodily. But he gave me consciousness by giving them, excuse me, by providing the needs of this bodily needs, providing the material or whatever needed for the bodily needs, he is demonstrating, my creator is demonstrating in front of my eyes that he is keeping his promise. Food is ready there. Yeah, light is ready there. Air is ready there. And I need to see eye and light, or the means of seeing my consciousness, brain, not consciousness, my brain, to be able to see all the material means are already there. The one who provides all of them. As far as my physical experience in this world is concerned, demonstrating that he is keeping his promise. And now I say, okay, you promised me life, you promised me to sustain, protect my life within a certain limit until I die, because everybody knows that death is there. Okay, how about my needs that I am aware through my consciousness that you gave me? I didn't create consciousness. And this consciousness say, I want to exist eternally. I want to experience my existence in the perfect, eternal form. That's my need. Who wants anything defect? Would you like to buy a sweater with a hole here? I wouldn't prefer. I want a full. Yes? So I want a nice color. I like so nice color harmony. Design. Pleasurable. Yeah? Don't you like? Do you want to get some ugly things? Normally not. Only the corrupt people, because they are not satisfied with this world and they don't know that there is an alternative. What do? They corrupt themselves and they say, I don't need anything. I want ugly things. Just a reaction resulted from not being satisfied. Do you understand? And not having any hope that it may happen. When I die, everything finished, so they get angry. Yeah, if you give the typical example, of course, the simple examples must be simple. If you give the chocolate to the child and then take it away after the first bite, she gets angry. She reacts, she starts spitting, give me much. Right? That is the attitude of the people who really distorted their expectations because of their disappointment. They think, since they put the condition, since there is no way for the eternal happiness, and this transient experience of happiness is a source of torture for me. Do you understand? So gets angry, not with God, because they don't have the concept of God. Otherwise, the things would be on the opposite side, with the reality that they are experiencing according to their perspective, and react. saying that, okay, I'm going to wear my clothes torn off, dirty, untidy. I'm not going to put my washings or laundry in a right place, scatter it everywhere. Reaction out of disappointment. You get it? We have to understand the people's psychology. Why they don't, for example, organize their life, tidy their life, take responsibility about their life. They see no point, and I don't blame them. Why should they? Why shouldn't they drink? Yeah, it's a common disease here. Why shouldn't they get drunk? Why shouldn't they do drugs? Pointless. Why? It's not worth it. Yeah, it's a reaction because of the lack of hope. We have to understand people. We don't blame them because they are reacting, but we can, we should, not can also, but should, and we can understand why are they reacting because of they are missing something. Because their humanity, their intellect, human intellect, their consciousness ask for eternal happiness, and there's no hope for it. That the chocolate is taken away from them. Have you noticed that? For example, try. A mother or the child, mother or father, but usually mother, gives the chocolate to the child, and before, just after finishing, after the first bite, takes away. The child, what does she do? She kisses his or her mother. Notice that, hits, because the child is angry with her. That is the reaction of this generation, late generation in this age. Now they are eating, trying to beat up God this is the first philosopher, you know, the famous philosopher who started this philosophy. It's very widespread spread now. People may not know what they are doing, but what they are doing now, following this philosophy, this understanding, the famous man, Nietzsche. So this understanding, fighting with God, this is not new, it is historical. You know Jacob wrangled with God? You know the story? Yeah, in Jewish story, that is that is corrupt, but in the Hebrew, Jacob is the one who wrangles with God. It is the same thing. Beating up God as much as possible. In their imagination, doesn't matter. This is the philosophy, this understanding, getting angry with whatever it is, or they may not name it God, but whatever it is, they are not satisfied within their own existence. Because they are aware intellectually, but that they need it, but they also they are not aware that it must be satisfied by the one who is demonstrating that he's satisfying your needs. See? As far as the life conditions of this existence is concerned, it's satisfying it. Do you get it? You want to say something?
One question. When you said it's the disease.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Before,
I didn't see.
I didn't wanted to say something.
Yeah, I just have a
And
question.
then, don't forget, here we are.
So when I think of someone having a right over something, that also means that another entity is obligated to grant them that right. So I'm having some trouble understanding existence as a right, because let's say we go back to the example of the child and the mother, right? So if I, for example, give my imaginary child a block of chocolate, that doesn't necessarily mean that they have a right over the rest of the chocolate, but I'm not obligated to give them more. But I may, because I care about them and understand that they want more,
There's a fox there in the freezer. You were going right there and made a big crack there.
Okay.
Now, the taste
Mm-hmm.
for the chocolate is given by someone else. Mother is a means. But if you give the desire, if mother was the one who gave the desire for the chocolate to get it all until it's full satisfaction,
Mm-hmm.
and then gives it one bite, and then doesn't give it, the child has all right to beat his or her mother. You understand that?
Right,
There's a difference.
right.
Mother.
That's true. But then does that put the mother or the creator in a position where there's a sense of mandatory duty that they can't choose to do otherwise?
Yeah. Since he gave me, the one who created me, gave me the desire or the need for the whole chocolate, not one bite, and gives me the chocolate for one bite only, he's contradicting himself. I can conclude easily that, I, as a created being, that was the point, the right of created, rights of the created beings. As a created being, you gave me the need, and you didn't satisfy it. You are contradicting yourself. So, with this, what we are preparing ourselves now. The divine lights of divine favor and beneficence tells me, yes, definitely I will do it. The first bite was for your body need. Now you got your bodily need now. It means vitamin, whatever, through the first bite. And this is enough only until you die. But your intellectual desire, your existential desire that you are aware of through your consciousness is given to me. But this first bite is a demonstration to show you that I am performing it. Whatever your body needs it here. But the first bite is needed for the body. But intellectually, you need what? Whole bar of the chocolate. And it is the one who gave it to you. What we do now, if we reduce our existence to bodily existence only, then we see that the creator is in creator of me, whoever created me. I'm not putting any name on it. Even it is nature. It is nature's fault not to satisfy it. It is the creator of the whole universe who is absolute. Let's say we realize that it is his responsibility to do it, as far as I'm concerned. As far as my understanding from the science is concerned, this creator is obliged to do it, and he promises that he will do it through the message of the messengers. That's why we need the message of the messengers, or messages through the messengers, or messengers to bring this news to us. Otherwise, if there were no messengers, what would I do? I cannot wrestle with God, the Creator. He is not here. I cannot beat him up. I can only get angry with him and deny and, how do you say, fight with him. Fight with him. As the famous saying of the famous philosopher says, I know you are out there, I wouldn't believe it. He's right. Because he is not listening to the message and the promise that the whole power is going to give into him. Definitely must be. As far as I am concerned, look, I cannot order God, but from the way, we have to understand that this is a very classical argument. People say that we cannot order God to do things. He doesn't have to give. No, it's wrong. We cannot command God to do something for me. Who are you? No? I am a man created by Him with this need, and it is my right, be careful here, to expect Him to keep His promise. It is my right. That's why all created beings have the right to exist eternally, because this need is given to me by Him. From my perspective, I cannot get His, collar and pull it. You have to give me. No. But I cannot hold him. I cannot beat him up. I can only beat him up as some stupid philosophers did, quarreling, fighting against him, denying him, although they know that they exist. But I'm not going to submit myself to you because you are torturing me in this world until I die. But they don't know further, because they don't see the reason. They don't really reason that since He is demonstrating that He's satisfying my needs here, as far as my existence within the conditions of this kind of creation, it is satisfied. But my intellectual, my human expectations are not satisfied. But they are given to me by Him. What is expected of me now? To understand that from my perspective, it must be accomplished, satisfied. It must be satisfied from my perspective. And not only I am hoping that He will give eternal life, I am sure He will give it. From my perspective, it is the promise from Him that He will give me, and I expect it. I cannot impose something on my Creator, but I can deduce from the evidence and the conditions of my experience in this world that He will give it. And as far as I am concerned, He must give it. This is what I mean? He must give it. That's why definitely I have to exist eternally. Do you get it? So people wrongly say, no, we cannot impose anything on God. God doesn't have to give you eyes. Yeah, from the beginning, from the initial part, He didn't have to create me. But after creating me, He has to accomplish His promise. After giving me this ability to realize what I need, from my perspective, He has to accomplish, He has to keep His promise, and He says, I will keep it. My promise. Definitely, I'm satisfied with it. The message I received from the prophets. You see what I mean? So people's argument is a very common argument. Very common argument. He didn't have to create you. He didn't have to give you life. Yeah, but He did. But He did. He didn't give you, He didn't have to give you eternal life, but He promised. He promised by giving me the need for it, and He will. Definitely He will. Definitely He will. Because as far as I'm concerned, He must. But what I am saying, why I am saying He must, because the ability to expect from my Creator, to give me eternal existence is given to me by Him. I didn't get it from somewhere else. I am not the source of its existence. It's very simple. Do you understand? Unfortunately, the general culture, we should put it aside. Put it like that here. You stay there. Sometimes you may be useful, but fundamental matters are all missing in your presentation of religion. They think that, for example, be careful with the argument. Does God have to give you the eyes? No. Well, but since He gave me the need to see eternally. He gave me the need for the existence of the eternal seeing. It is a perfect promise, and He must do it. As a creator, as a source of existence of the power of sight. He is the one who gave me, and from my perspective, He must do it. And He will do it. Do you see what I mean, the difference? They confuse where the argument should go. From the very beginning, He didn't have to create me. Yeah, I didn't have any power to impose on Him that, oh, give me the existence, give me the existence. No, He gave me the existence. He gave me all the needs. Do you understand? And after giving it, I understand that He must keep it. How do I make sure that He will keep it? He will keep His promise through the message of the messengers. Otherwise, here, in this kind of creation, there's no sign. Everybody dies. Everything dies. Yeah? But when you take this word as the only existence, then you will be definitely disappointed and get angry with the one who created or is the source of existence of this time, this universe. Right. But if you think that this is the place, one kind of creation, a kind of creation. Because we know that the source of existence of everybody, yeah, I told you that I cannot make it in time. Okay. Now, okay. No more. Yes. That's it.
Just like an experience.
Now, did it solve your problem? It is the problem of the culture. It is the problem of the misrepresentation. Did you have it?
No, thank you.
I'm good, thank you.
Anybody else, please? Sir.
So it's not only because He is the one who has created me with the need for continuing to exist.
The complete chocolate bar.
Right, but also because the existence of my expectation of me expecting it to continue is also given.
Yes. So it is a sign, and as far as you are concerned, you can say He must. But also it is a sign that He will.
But also, if He's not like a tyrant, right? Which I experience because all my other needs are met.
But if He was a tyrant, He would get all the property for Himself and not let you exist. You see what I mean? That is why in the fundamental teachings of Islamic theology, that in existence or the existence itself is nothing but mercy. Do you get it? Out of grace. Existence is grace. Yeah, well, we have to understand that. I think we do. We touched upon this subject earlier on. Existence is nothing but grace of the Creator, showing that, demonstrating that He is not a tyrant. Just a free. So we have to expect that He will accomplish it. Your turn.
When we made that analogy between the frustration of the child and people in their life being frustrated and not.
No, it's a historical thing.
You said that
it is a human life.
Disease of the generation of that age, and I want you to just precise which generation, which age you were referring to when you said that this is common in this generation of that.
But
age.
it's a human history. You know, Jacob's wrangling with God happened, according to the narration, I don't know, Jacob is the son, Jacob is the son of Isaac. Isaac is the son of Abraham. 5,000, 6,000 years in the history of Revelation. But it is historically recorded. We don't know really. There were some other gaps and other generations in between. But the Quran always keeps the things tight and skips the unnecessary points. That's the conciseness of the teaching, the language of the Quran. Skips, you know, doesn't give detailed explanation which are not related to the ethical teachings of the Quran. If you read the stories, most of things are skipped. Why? Because they are not related to the purpose of the teachings of the Quran. So that's why some people thought that the human history consists of just Adam, Noah, and 6,000 years, they say. 6,000. It's ridiculous. But it's not historically correct and incorrect. So that is why we read Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, yes? But we don't know whether there are some ages, centuries in between. But every prophet is the follower of the previous one, so the Quran treats them as their sons. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. And then Joseph, Jacob's son. I mean, that is the Quranic, the literature quality of the Quran skips unnecessary points. Torah completes the story as if realistically, historically, it happened in this way. That's why when you read the Quran, Torah, you end up saying that the history of humankind is no more than 6,000 years. Do you see what I mean? But the Quran says your counting in 1 year is 50,000 years in the counting of God. Do you see what I mean? I don't believe that historically it is correct, and no one can also prove it really historically, that humankind lived in this world only for have been living in this world only for 6,000 years. So from there we understand that this event took place thousands of years ago, not only 5,000 years ago. And this is the narration. Narration says a person, even this person was a prophetic figure in the teachings of the Old Testament. This person wrangled with God. Now, in the, 19th century or 18th or 19th century, Nietzsche started this new modern philosophy, fighting with God. And it is still prevalent there. Don't misunderstand me. Then I'm not being practical. I don't like speaking in practical terms. Anybody who is following the fashion is the follower of Nietzsche. Whether he's a believer, practices 5 times the prayer, regardless, he is fighting with God. But what does that to do with it? Looking for satisfaction in changing his worldly, physical life conditions. In there, not in the promise of the messengers. That your Creator, here, the message tells you that he will keep his promise. Do you understand the difference? So if you don't have the hope from your Creator, who created you with the need to exist eternally, with the need to have life eternally, with the need to experience the pleasures of life eternally. Pleasures of life eternally. If you don't notice this, if you don't take this into account, you have to replace it with the other elements. And because if somebody reduces his existence to only physical existence of the conditions of this physical existence, then they have to look for satisfaction within the conditions of this physical existence, which is basically fundamentally based on your bodily needs until you die. But at the same time, intellectual needs contradicts it. That's why you get angry with God. So you say, I'm not going to expect any hope from you. I'm going to expect some hope by trying new sources of pleasure in my life, in this world. Keep changing. But different, if you want to satisfy your taste, for example, for food, you have to keep changing the food. You don't need the same food every time, right? You don't have the same clothes like me, 10, 20 years. You get it? You need to change in order to experience some different pleasures within this life. That's why I equate this following the fashion with wrangling with God. Jacob's wrangling with God. That is the age. It's still, so you cannot give a certain century. It is with human beings. Anybody at any time who does not really conscious to think of the source of its own existence has to fall into this mistake, regardless of any philosophical current, on a civilizational influence on you. No, but the form may change. One of them wrangles, the other one denies. Of course, Jacob in the story didn't deny God, but wrangled with God. But now it turned into denial. You don't exist. You exist, but I'm not going to accept it. It means I'm not going to submit myself to you. And the prophet said, "Oh, calm down. The one who satisfies your life conditions within the conditions of this existence is promising you that he is keeping his promise according to the type of existence. Your world needs eyes now in order to see. After you die, eyes are no good, but your intellectual awareness teaches you that you need to see eternally. You don't want to lose your power of sight. But the contradiction. The contradiction can only be solved by paying heed to prophetic message. So promise, definitely, your God. We started from rights of creatures. Rights of creator and rights of created ones. So we have been arguing rights of creator is the conclusion of, or the result of our understanding of the rights of creatures, so that we can go back to the rights of creator. So very simple, rights of creator, after understanding that we have all right to make the creator in our world obliged to give us eternal happiness, because he gave the need for it. He must satisfy it. So We have to say that that is my right to exist eternally. That's my right to exist, to have life eternally. That's my right to experience all the expectations that I am given. That's my right. That's my, if you like, they call it birthright, I call it existence right. That's my existence right. Since you gave me the existence, you have to keep it. Keep your promise. Yes.
So I think we've talked quite a bit about the rights of the created, but now you just said from this we will conclude about the rights of the creator. And I'm having a challenging time making it very specific, other than saying things like, for instance, because I recognize that I did not give this existence, I cannot it must be the creator's right that I do not appropriate this, whatever it is, to myself. But other than that, I'm having a difficult time with the rights of the creator in this context.
Rights of the creator.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Okay.
That's very simple. I want him from my existence, essential existence, to keep his promise. His right is very simple. Okay, trust him. Trust in me that I will give it. Don't be disappointed. Don't get angry with me. Yeah? Don't deviate saying that something else will satisfy my needs. That's why following fashion is equal to wrangling with God. So don't look for other sources to expect to satisfy your needs. That's my right now to keep the covenant between you and me. Through creating you, I signed my covenant. I am going to give you. And now it is your turn as a partner, obviously the partner or to contract between two parts. As the other part, I have to sign the contract. Yes, you are going to give it to me. I know only you can give it to me. I accept this. That is the right of the rights of the creator. Right of the creator. From my side, acknowledge it. It's very simple. It's not complicated. Acknowledge it and accordingly live your life in acknowledgement of God's promise, keeping the promise and fulfilling it. Yeah, you are going to do it. I acknowledge it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Look at the signs here. Look, the signs are related to temporary life. These are all promises. And look, I gave you the body. I gave you the stomach. I gave you the need for eating, breathing, drinking, seeing, hearing, thinking, speaking. I'm keeping it. Yep. Within the conditions of this type of creation. Now, after I give you death, the life conditions change. What happened? Your body is aside. Leave the body aside. Your consciousness, which represents your spirit, that's called spirit soul. So that your soul still says, I need eternity while I am living in this world. So while you are living in this world, trust in me and live accordingly. But what does it mean, live accordingly? For example, don't deviate. Don't say that if I follow this, I'll get satisfaction. No, I will get satisfaction only through you. To express it with your tongue, with your actions, with your body, by bowing, by standing, respecting, by making prostration. I cannot provide anything. I admit you will. It means when you prostrate, it means you will provide, I'm sure. I cannot do anything. No, nothing else can do it because I cannot bow and prostrate before anything else. Only you. That means that is the summary of praying. Yes, right of God is difficult, very easy. Just respond back to keep the promise. Right? Right? In the terminology of the Quran is covenant. We call it contract. Not contract is signed, both sides. Yeah, I will give it, you will give it. For example, when you buy, it's something we don't buy, we don't do the contract when you make a transaction, commodity transaction, you go into the store, you don't sign a contract back. For example, let's say you are going to buy a car. You go to the car dealer, what do? He says, I'm going to give you this brand of car, right? Bring it to you from the manufacturing place, and then the color will be this, quality will be this, etc. Signs it. You say, in turn, I will pay you such amount of money. You just sign it, and accordingly, brings the car, you pay the money. Do you see what I mean? That's a contract. That's the covenant between the creator and the created. So creator kept his contract by signing it in this world. Look, I'm keeping my promise. As long as you live in this world, okay? You keep your promise now by acknowledging I am the only one from whom you can expect the satisfaction for your needs that I gave you. We worked on the side that all these needs are, I didn't create them. All the needs are provided by my creator.
So it's more the duties than the rights of the creator to fulfill.
Yeah, but the duties is what? Not deviate, not contradict your not contract. Yeah. If you say, let's say, food is satisfying me, it is a violation of the contract. Yeah. If you say, for example, if I change this clothes, I will be satisfied, it is a violation of the contract. What do you mean by duties is this? Yeah. If you say, for example, only the state guarantees my future, which is the biggest crime, contradicting the contract. Do you get it? So it is my father providing my food, contradicting the contract conditions. Well, it seems to be, not it seems to be, it is very easy to understand, but it seems to be becoming more and more complicated. Don't speak more. It was, the beginning was easy, say that I acknowledge you, the one, only the one who is going to accomplish my existential needs. Yeah, it was nice, but you are going into details. Now, what am I going to do? The duties are a lot. No. All the duties are turning around only one axe, which is connecting your own needs to the Creator, not deviating from the straight path. Straight path is what?
Short.
Between you, the shortest path, between you and your Creator. All hopes, all appreciations, all thanks, all praises belong to the Creator. It's very simple. Don't deviate. Alhamdu lillahi rabbil alamin. The praise is due to only the one who can be and who is, must be the owner of the universe. I cannot praise anyone else. That we will study mission. We are studying the Messengership. Evidence for messengers from the book Reasonings. He will say later on, not much, but a few paragraphs later, through the message of the prophets that we learn, all the sciences, are provided through the message of the prophets. It's so surprising. Right? Prophet doesn't teach us science. But the prophetic message says, your Creator has given you, has provided you with the abilities to acknowledge the qualities qualities of your Creator manifested in this world. You have to discover it. Because you are given the ability, you are given the tools, because the very fundamental of what God said, when I created Adam, it means you. Yeah? You and me. No. When I created you, I taught you all the names of. It means representing my qualities. Names in the Quranic teaching terminology, people take it as a semantic language or a dictionary word. It's ridiculous. The names. I use the names now in my practical language. This is a pencil, right? And this is my language. It's not the Quranic language. In the Quranic language, names means God's qualities. But we said Asma'ul Husna. All the names belongs to Him. But we made it to the pencil. So saying that God taught Adam the names of the things. What are you talking about? You don't know what the Quran is talking about. You don't know what the Quranic concept. You are replacing the Quranic concept with dictionary meaning. It's ridiculous. Quran is its own concept. Ism, when you say Bismillah, what do you mean? God's name. Right? You don't say Bismillah. Do you understand this at all? Yeah, I think you do. Yeah. So what we do here, what we understand, all the names are taught by our Creator within our creation. It is inscribed in us. We are hardwired with it. So with them. So what we have to do now, we have to discover the manifestations of these names through the tools to discover all these names which are within ourselves, created with us. So I have to investigate it. How they are manifesting themselves, how they are demonstrating themselves, so that what I should say, there is something is interesting. Is what I mean. That the technology is the result of all these discoveries. There are not the order of the universe does not consist of the constellations, cosmic beings, and galaxies. The order of the universe includes or the order within the existence of a particle. And within this order, which exists within the existence of a particle, is also manifesting the qualities of its creator. I have to discover it. That's why fundamentally, the teachings of the prophets invite us to investigate and find out the manifestations of the Creator and get to know Him better, so that you can keep your contract with Him properly. Said, yes, I'm absolutely sure you are the Lord of everything, owner of everything. That's the meaning of Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We keep saying it while we are praying. Repeat. Yeah, because every time we are expected to discover in other manifestations of the qualities of the Creator, which are praiseworthy. Praiseworthy. Do you understand it? So we have to be aware which kind of qualities he has, how he's presenting to me, so that I will be thankful to him, being aware or making sure that he will keep his promise to me. So from my side, I repeat, he is obliged to do it. He must do it. From his side, he says, I will do it. This communication is presented to us through the message that we receive through the prophets. There is no other source which lets me know this. I believe that the need for a prophethood is so obvious. All the education institutions are the proof of it. We need teachers. We need teachers. Whoever goes to school, practically confirming that I need prophets. It means God's teaching. Do you understand? The teaching or learning through teaching institutions, through the teachings of the teachers, the very practical life conditions that we are going through proves that my intellectual questions, my human questions need teachers as well, teaching. By whom? Who can answer the intellectual questions which extend to eternity? No one wants anything on a temporary base, and with fault. 2 points, I keep repeating this. 1, eternal, perfect, no defect. Who can provide it? Only the one who gave this need to me, who is the one who created me. So I expect the one who created me must teach me, because I am in need of teaching. Everybody needs of receiving education, teaching. Everybody needs it. Why? Everywhere are full of schools. Everybody goes there. I'm sure you changed your house to send your child to a better school, better teaching institution. The best teaching institution is established by the Creator under the leadership of or teaching of the messengers. Are we looking for the best teacher in educating our soul, in educating ourselves to get to know the conditions of the contract between me and my Creator? I am bothering about, I did bother a lot about teaching my children as far as the conditions of this world is concerned, so that they will be successful in using their human quality. That's different. I shouldn't speak in personal cases, but people who doesn't go to school, who doesn't value education, even those people who fail in receiving a good education because of laziness, because of distraction or something and some other considerations, they still want to accomplish their teaching. And in this country's rule or this understanding, the teaching does not acknowledge age limitations. In my college, there are people over 70 students studying college. Return back. And this culture encourages, which is very I would say natural, the human disposition is that encourages people to resume their leftover and start and complete their leftover education. Everybody says adult education, evening classes, weekend classes, you can work and complete your education, It means it is very essential to receive education for human beings. How about educating myself as far as my intellectual expectations or requirements are concerned? Who's going to teach me? Who's going to teach me? The universe, this material, physical universe, teaches me what? How do I get the best food? How do I produce the best clothing? Best clothing or best life conditions, the best running car, the more comfortable train, airplane, whatever. Yeah, these conditions of this world can teach me by investigating the principles in the creation. You can utilize it only to satisfy your bodily needs. How about your, again, perfect, eternal needs, human needs? Can this world satisfy? Can the teaching education system, which is based on materialistic understanding, which means that existence, according to the whole teaching system, including, I don't know, your ethics and theology, is based on these world conditions. People teach religion. People teach theology in terms of the life conditions of this world. How? Saying that the Torah, historically, study Torah. When was it? What was it? How did it go through the translations? Which kind of society it formed, etc., etc. Study. If you go to the Muslim schools, what do they teach you? Rules, how to apply it in this world. And historical knowledge about tafsir, historical knowledge about theology, kalam, historical knowledge about hadith, historical knowledge, whatever, which kind of madhahib occurred within the Muslim society when. But we have to pay attention to one thing. Quran narrates lots of historical events, right? It's written that historical events are narrated. None of them has been referred to history. No date, no place, nothing mentioned. An unknown name, Moses. I have never seen him, I don't know. Who is it? Moses. It was a good God acknowledging person, which is called Abd. Joseph, one name. Where is it? It's not history. The Quranic narrations are not history. What we did, those study in general, those study the texts, historicize them. Give them name, give them date, give them place, give them lineage. Come on. And nothing to do with the Quranic teaching. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay. I get disappointed. That's my disappointment when I study the old classes, classical sources. Yeah. Okay, shall we carry on? The rights of the Creator. And the Creator are the lights of divine favor. Yeah? Do you understand now? Do you understand now? The right of createdness is a divine favor. to get to know that, look, since I have been given these desires, since I have been given these abilities to desire, to want, it must be fulfilled. That where I learned this one, lights of divine favor. He himself teaches me. He's my teacher. He's our teacher. The prophets are the teachers. He's just letting me know that it will definitely take place and you will definitely get it. Reassures it, not hesitant. The language of the Quran is not hesitant. We just touched upon a little bit last Wednesday. The language of the Quran is based on black and white distinction. The Quran doesn't speak in between. Right? In between conditions. Because the purpose of the Quran is to show us the direction, which way we have to take. So in order to make the distinction between the directions, you have to point out the very end destination. If you take this road, it goes to hell. It doesn't mean that everybody will go to hell. No, no, no. It's a direction. If you take this road, it goes to paradise. It means eternal bliss, eternal torture. Torturing yourself eternally. Which one do you want to do? Well, this is the eternal, the last destination. The conditions are there. Which way do you have to take? Look, when you take one step or two steps, it doesn't mean you are in hell. Don't worry. When you take one or two steps this direction, it doesn't mean that you are in paradise. It is the path to paradise. It is the path to hell. That's why Quran says what? We discussed this a little bit. Ud'u ila sabili rabbik. Call people to the path, to the end. No, the path. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. The path. So, when you are in the path, you are safe. No. That's what we learned. When you are in the path, if only you are in the path. If only you are in the path. You get the difference. Right? If you don't say that I'm not in paradise, or those people who are, who I don't know who they are, but they say, it's theoretically speaking, I don't believe in God. I don't believe that there is an eternal life, that the existence consists of one until I die. Okay? Okay. But they don't feel hell as it is described in the Quran, so horrible. No, they seem to be happy. They are on the path. They are not in the hell, they are on the path. Gradually getting closer to it. So those people who claim that I believe in God, that's definitely He will keep His promise. There will be an eternal life, but they are not happy in their life. They are struggling. They may have lots of problems in their life. Yeah, but they are on the path. That's why they are not in paradise. You cannot be in paradise immediately. But that is the life conditions of this universe. Intellectually, you can be in paradise right now. That's what we have. We have been continuously stressing on the fact that when you submit your existence to the Creator, it means that admit that it is from Him, from the Creator of the universe, who is the owner of the whole universe, Rabbul Alameen, owner of this universe. When you really sign the contract, accordingly, you will feel the paradise within your existence immediately. Right? Those people who deny it, they feel the hell immediately within their own being, not within their own body. In their body, they may be happy, they may have the best things, whatever they are, best food they are eating, best shelter, their housing, they are having no opportunities, but their soul is imprisoned within body. So they know that they are going to be destroyed eternally when they die. They fall into annihilation. They know that while they are living. But physically, they are on the path. They are not in the hell. We have to make the distinction. Is it clear? I see. From the rays of abstract beauties in existence. What does it mean? Abstract beauties in existence. Although this is a translated language, but we should make sense of the concept. What do we mean by abstract beauties in existence? What can be? Any suggestion?
I mean, I interpret it initially as being the feelings that I have of happiness, of peace, that come from the recognition of His divine favor and divine magnificence.
The feelings.
Let's
go. What is the source of these feelings? It means, where do you get these feelings from?
The one that created.
No, the satisfaction of these feelings from. They are created in you, but how can you satisfy it while you are living in this world? How can you make sure that these feelings within your being will be satisfied? How can you make sure?
When my needs in this world.
Sorry?
When my needs of this world are fulfilled.
How can you get the satisfaction? Where, what is the means of satisfaction of your expectations of through these feelings? What you expect from your feelings that I need this, I need this, I need this. How can you satisfy yourself? Through experiencing what is manifested in the universe, what qualities are manifesting there. Not the physical things themselves, the qualities. When I, for example, show you this microphone, for example, this microphone, you don't look at the metal, you look at the system. Through the system, what do you see? The qualities of engineering there, right? So you only get to know through becoming aware of the qualities manifested in it, which kind of engineer he is, you get to know. So the engineer, if you like, in quote unquote, engineer of the universe is revealing himself to us through meanings, qualities manifested in existence, presented to us within the form of physical being, right? For example, that's a simple example, classical example. When you eat, so you, where is your banana? Yeah, you didn't bring your banana, you used to come with banana. So when you have the physical body of banana, what do you see? What do you see there?
Something that's tasty for you.
The taste and all sorts of qualities manifested in its existence. The best engineering, right? Best way of demonstrating the creator saying, I know you. Knowledge, wisdom, form. Keeping the promise, you need banana, I gave you the banana. Yeah? Keeping the promise. No, these are what I answer, abstract beauties in existence. Abstract beauty is translation. It means not physical body or the material or particle component of the being, but the engineering in it, qualities in it. That's what I understand from abstract beauties in existence. It means qualities of the Creator. And how can we get the knowledge of the Creator? These qualities belong to the Creator only one way, through the message from the Creator. No one, nothing in this world gives you the information about the source of its existence. It demonstrates that I cannot do myself. Everything says. Everything. This pencil says, if I look at the physical body, it says I cannot make myself into a pencil. So simple. Your banana says I cannot make myself into a banana myself. And all the qualities belongs to the one who made it. And who can give this message to me? No one whose concern is only the physical existence of this universe can give you this message. Because within the existence of this universe, this message is not represented by the molecules or the particles of the creation itself, or existence itself, or the things itself. So through the meaning. So if a person thinks that existence consists only the matter, they don't see the meaning. So what we learn, the meaning from the Creator, revealed to us through the messengers. So I subject this argument for messengership. Now, why do we need the messengers? That we have been studying already 20 today, 21st week, and that we just came to the messengership of Muhammad today. Why particularly Muhammad? Yeah, this is today's first introduction to the messengership of Muhammad. Hey, why don't you remind me? Time is up.
We started a little bit late, I thought.
No, but we deliberately delayed it, waiting for our visitors to arrive. Or what we expected them. I thought, if they can make it. Okay, we have to stop here. All the prophets bring the same news, and why and how do they represent this abstract beauties in existence, etc. Next week's subject, okay? All the prophets, not only Muhammad, but Muhammad is one of them, right? Don't make special. What is important before I close stop the recording? A person came, who himself, after this attack in the culture, in the political arena, attack on Islam, he became interested in investigating Islam because he doesn't believe the politicians ever tell truth. So there's something fishy there. Let me investigate it. He started investigating it. Okay. He went through sources he learned a lot of things. Even he learned how to say Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, Assalamu alaikum perfectly. You cannot believe. Without getting an education from any person. At the end, somebody said, go and speak to me. All right, well, he could have spoken to every one of you, but he came to me. He said, I have some questions. I have been investigating Islam for more than 2 years. And I learned this and this and this. Now I'm learning how to pray. Yes, but it's a real story. Mm-hmm. And just I recently got in touch with this guy. He said he didn't declare that he's a Muslim because he has some concerns. The main concern bothered him was so surprising, which is caused by Muslims. So surprising. He overcome all the political obstacles. And they are political, I know that. They are cheating. He's aware of it. One thing, how can I make sure that Muhammad is the last prophet? Because people keep saying, without saying that Muhammad is the prophet, one of the chains of the prophet, they keep saying Muhammad is the last prophet. It is the last prophet is the only point. He was stuck there. That was the thing which made him hesitate. How can we make sure he's the last of the prophet? Why should she? Huh? That's why I never say Muhammad is the last prophet. Not only after hearing him. Have you ever heard of me? And do you remember that whoever claims that last of the prophet, the seal of the prophet, they don't understand what it means. This is just a word, copy-paste from the Quranic literature. Yeah, Khatamul Anbiya. That's the literature. What does it mean? What does it mean, Khatamul Anbiya? Read Nursi, and he says, you know the number 100 or 50? 50? 100? Or to take one word, which one? Which number shall we take?
100.
100 is easier.
The names
Okay.
are
Do you know that?
90.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 99, including the 100th unit, is included in 100. You cannot really say, this 100 doesn't include 27. It's ridiculous. That is the Khatam. Yeah? Includes all of them. Includes all of the previous messages of the prophets. Right? As far as we are concerned, now this is the last, because we've got the 100, includes all of them. It says, he is the inheritor, I'm translating, inheritor of the chains of the prophet in his message. All the prophets from Adam up to now in his message. It means 100 complete number. Right? So don't misquote the concept and make people into trouble. What is the point? He was saying, what is the point? Muhammad is the last or not? I mean, a prophet. Why Muslims keep saying that he is the seal of the prophet? There will be no prophet. There will be no prophet. Alhamdulillah, we talked about it. It's a political matter. They want to, because this concept is emphasized on because of the fear that some Ahmadis, some Baha'is, they say, no, there is another prophet. So they will say, no, that can't be because Quran said. It doesn't believe in Quran. It doesn't believe in the Quran. So your claiming is based on something which is not within the interest of this prophet. He's not really respecting it. He's questioning it. So how can you argue with an evidence you bring from a source which is questioned or under question? It is logical contradiction.
Just as a footnote, when you said that there is a poetry from classical Persian poetry, I don't remember who it was, Sadi or Hafiz. I read it somewhere, quoted, and it says something very similar to what you said. It says, number 100 has come, 90 is also with us, and the name of Ahmed is the name of all the prophets.
Yeah.
So those you knew.
Can I tell you who is it?
Who is it?
Rumi.
Oh, I read it.
Yeah, it's a Rumi's
Okay.
message.
I see.
Yeah, it's there. So I copied from. I learned from it. So don't tell anybody between us. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم الحمد لله رب العالمين